Good morning. Welcome to 365 Days of Richer Living, Daily Morning Reading, Meditation, and Prayer Time. I'm Reverend Ray Fellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living in Columbia, Maryland. Today is December 20th. Demonstrations follow my word. And the reference quote this morning comes from the Zhuangzi 26. Where can I find a man who has forgotten words so I can have a word with him? And our reading begins. There is nothing to obstruct the spiritual word that I speak. All the power of God is for me, and the power of God is working through me. As I make these statements of truth, the truth happens in my world. I speak the truth, and the truth sets me free. This word is not dependent on my will, for it is the action of God taking place through me. I now declare my own spiritual perfection as a child of omnipotence. I speak the truth, and the truth happens to me. Health appears in my body, for I know God as the health of my mind. Strength flows through me, and vitality is instantly available. I am free in body to do all those things which need to be done. I am health. My prosperity is defined, for God thinks its prosperous ideas through me. I now demonstrate permanent abundance. I live with wisdom, but I live with ease. All the substance of mind is in action as my immediate and permanent prosperity. I use money, for I see it as my immediate and permanent prosperity. I use money, for I see it as God's means of maintaining me in freedom. This flow of good is right where I am, and is happening at this moment. I declare my freedom in finance. God is my supply right now. What I need, the one mind provides this day. All life is backing me up as I make this statement. Even my own suspicious fears cannot prevent this demonstration. My word is a law unto that which I speak it, and it is God declaring itself by means of me. I accept demonstrations as normal. God has offered itself to me, and I let its mind do what it does, do what it desires. The infinite loves me. The infinite appreciates me. The infinite wants me to be at peace. This I now accept, and as my demonstration. My destiny has been given into my hands by the Spirit, and I select my world as carefully as I would select a gift. I choose what I want and declare it. I let the law of mind bring forth my decisions. Unlimited, saved by my own wrong thoughts and beliefs, I stand in a process divine which works for me as I direct it. Demonstrations follow demonstrations hourly. Good appears at every hand. Love offers itself to me, and God gives me what I need and want. So let's take that into our time of contemplation and meditation. remembering, recognizing, knowing again that there is one power, one absolute reality, one absolute consciousness. This consciousness has always existed. It simply is. And out of it, all is created. By it, all are created. This cause, this consciousness is the cause, the source, and the substance of all that has ever been created in form, all that surrounds creation, all that has been created in the unformed. The ideas of time and space created out of consciousness. The wind that blows and moves but cannot be seen or captured is this one consciousness expressing itself as the idea of wind. I recognize that everything I have ever experienced in physical form is a divine idea in consciousness itself, to experience itself as that idea, as that form. And I recognize that I am created out of it. And so being made out of it, being made from the substance of it, I must contain it. And so this power to express and bring forward divine ideas, ideas of the divine, expressing in, through, and as me, is fully mine to use. And what is true of me is true of all life. And so, directing consciousness to express is fully empowered within all of humanity. It must at some level be empowered in all of creation, because it is the essence of consciousness to create. And everything must be consciousness in form, all alive and active at its level of expression. And so I surrender to the reality that I don't know what level of choice a rock has, or the wind has, or the rain has, or the sky, or the sun, or the moon. Those things which I have been taught have no choice. I recognize that I have no way of knowing that is true. And in the truth of creation that is the very essence of creative choice, I entertain the idea that all of life has some level of expression. That the scientific realm is awakening to the magnificence of consciousness. The demonstration of thought in form is guiding us to a new understanding. I speak my word claiming and affirming that the abundance of creation is the abundance of all creation. That the power of perfect health is the power of perfect health everywhere. And so I acknowledge, I claim, I affirm the power within nature to heal itself. The power within the creative process of nature to manifest as different cycles and behaviors, to manifest as weather and events that heal the planet, that wake up humanity that walks upon this earth, that brings all of creation back to the harmonious operation of one. I speak my word claiming and affirming that the operation of consciousness must be one of wholeness, because there's only one. One whole can never be divided against itself. And so I remember that the operation of consciousness is the harmonious operation of one. And I recognize that all lead home to a recognition of that. I let go of trying to measure divinity by humanity. I let go of trying to measure the infinite by the finite. I recognize that life affirms life. I recognize that perfect health is the perfect pattern of creation, born into each of its creations. And so I call forth the perfect health in every body. I allow myself to become aware of any and all thoughts that I, the individualized me, am holding in my consciousness and my awareness, in my use of consciousness that contributes to any level of illness anywhere in the physical realm. I invite and I allow infinite intelligence within me to reframe and re-educate my human brain to live in alignment with spiritual truth. Knowing that as I do, spiritual truth is made manifest in physical form. I say yes to being more deeply aware of the divine's idea of itself to express as me. I say yes to accessing the power within me, to say yes to fully express the divinity that is the nature of my being. and to fully walk this human realm, fully human, fully spiritual, wholly one. To live the truth of wholeness that recognizes until the whole body, until every cell in the body is well, the body is healing. To recognize and to live from that truth that as long as one is hungry, all are hungry. As long as one is in pain, all are in pain. I speak my word committing to live in spiritual principle, from spiritual principle, as spiritual principle. Knowing that as I do, shift happens. That with every thought of separation, I return to the thought and belief of wholeness with tenfold the energy, not from a place of fear, but from a place of resolve, from a place of excitement, from a place of awe and wonder, knowing that changing my belief is changing life. And so I believe in the wholeness. I believe in the awness of creation. I believe that abundance can be expressed in an infinite number of ways. And I open to it expressing however is best for my highest and greatest good, and the highest and greatest good of the whole. They are one and the same. So I surrender. I surrender my health. I surrender my finances. I surrender my job, my desires, my hobbies, my relationships. I surrender them all to the activity of creation. Knowing that the divine within me, as me, through me, informs me through each of these mechanisms of any thought, of any belief, of any behavior that is blocking the full manifestation of each, both in my individualized experience and in that of the whole. And as I become aware, I pause and I remind myself of the truth, knowing that each time I do, thought is transformed and healing happens. And I am grateful. I am grateful for the knowledge of the activity of law. I am grateful for the activity of law. I am grateful for a law that cannot be manipulated, but only used. That is objective, and because of its objectivity, it always works with beautiful laser accuracy. I'm grateful for a love so vast and so deep that creates out of itself, by itself, to be itself, giving its creation all of itself. Guiding me to give in exactly the same way. knowing that what manifests in my life is the belief I hold. Knowing that there is only one mind, I let go of this idea that any belief held in consciousness is someone else's belief. And I take ownership of all that I become aware of through demonstration to heal. No longer willing to waste time pointing fingers. I surrender. I let go of the fight. I let my life be the spiritual beacon. I let my life be the example of my spiritual practice. I let my life carry the message that the authentic self, that alignment with the divine self, that perfect abundance, perfect peace, perfect joy, all that the infinite is available now. It is a whisper away. So I claim it, I live it. And I let go of anything unlike it. I invite anything and everything unlike the perfection of my being to come to my awareness, to be released, to be healed. I commit my life, commit this day, this hour, this moment, this entire experience of life expressing in physical form to being the divine expressed in form. I let go of all else. I let go of all fear. I let go of who thinks what. I let it go. And in its place, I live in the question, how does the infinite choose to express as me this moment? And I surrender over and over again to that. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.